It's another day here on the job, out working. I was kind of down yesterday because they came to work to do an inspection on my work truck and found out that there were too many violations with my work truck for it to leave the yard. I had some sealed things that were leaking, my brakes all needed to be swapped out, the horn didn't work, the turn signals don't work. Yeah, it was just kind of a little things over time eventually stacked up, but our mechanic managed to get it all knocked out in one day. I don't know where in the road I'm supposed to go. But he managed to get it all knocked out and fixed in one day, so we're back to driving today. It's cool this morning. I think it's supposed to rain later on today. Nice little fall morning. And as you've seen in my other videos, I am a dipper. And I am going to give it a shot to either cut down on it or quit doing it altogether. Where in the world? Okay. Well, I'm going to try to cut down on it or quit doing it completely. Because normally, I don't go more than probably 10 minutes without a dip in my mouth. I realize that's probably going to sound bad on the other side of this video coming through a speaker. Oh! Normally I don't go 10 minutes without having chewing tobacco in my mouth. And my normal stuff is that right there, the Copenhagen Southern Blend. That's my normal stuff, and I do that all day long. And even in my dreams, it's gotten to that point where the dreams that I have at night, I'm putting in a dip of Copenhagen Southern Blend. And I've even woken up a time or two and spit on my pillow thinking I have a dip in. And yeah, that's embarrassing when that happens. But to be able to slow down on it, especially during stressful situations, is very, very difficult. To quit doing it is difficult also. I know, I never should have started. I used to be a smoker. I smoked 2.5 packs a day, and I quit. I got on the Chantix and managed to quit smoking. The hardest part about that was the habit. And I didn't touch anything for 6-8 months. I was doing good, but then, you know what, life happens. And sometimes when life gives you lemons, you need a little bit of sugar to make that stuff easier to swallow. So I started dipping. And now things are still kind of stressful, but well, my teeth are going. My teeth are starting to hurt. It's pretty inconvenient now and annoying to have a dip in. And it's just having to have a spit cup, or I'm going inside of this building, I'm not going to be in there for a while. I'm not going to have access to anywhere to spit this stuff out. A lot of people say, oh, just gut it. Why don't you man up and gut it? Well, I used to be able to do that. Not these days. It sets my stomach on fire. I feel like I'm going to throw up. It's kind of like you got a burp stuck, but you can't get it out. It's just, I don't like doing it. I used to be able to do it, but not anymore. But I did find this stuff when it first came out, and I grabbed a can of it. And I realized once I put in a dip of this stuff, it was a lot easier to go without a dip. Because now usually I'll throw one in and I'll have it in my mouth for a good 3 or 4 hours before I just kind of space out. Eventually I go, oh, this thing's probably done, so I should probably swap it out. But with this stuff right here, Copenhagen Mint, I grabbed a can of this when it finally came to our area here in Kansas. And I put one in. First of all, I thought, okay, mint, yeah. I started with mint. I did mint for years. But one thing I noticed about this stuff is it burned. I put it in, it immediately started burning. I thought, well, yeah, I don't know about this. Maybe it's just that spot. Maybe it's just because that's where I usually always have a dip. And it's all tore up. So then I scooted it back. Still burned. Scooted it back again, still burned. Moved it to the other side, still burned. And so I spit it out. I think that's where this is, it's gonna come in handy on this one, because instead of putting in the Southern blend and having it in there for 3 hours, I can put this in there, only stand it for 20 minutes. That way I'm not, I'm kind of trying to break the habit of having one in, and I still get a little bit of nicotine without having it in all day long. So we'll see. We'll give this a shot. Just kind of tired of my teeth hurting. I'm not going to no dentist. Not a fan of it. Can't afford it. That's the main thing. Usually if I don't like doing stuff, I can push my way through it. Or if I'm afraid of something, I can push my way through it. But the main thing is I can't afford it. Because I don't have dental insurance. I can't even afford health insurance. Thanks, Obama. Make me get something that's expensive as crap. Yeah. The first time I looked that stuff up, the mandatory health care that you have to get, the affordable health care, screw that. It was like almost $600 a month. And that was just for the bottom of the barrel, just to say I have health insurance. Almost $600 out of my pocket because Obama says I need something. Well, Mr. Obama, if you can afford it, good for you. Leave us alone. For those of us who can't afford it, leave me alone. When I get hurt, I deal with it. But goodness gracious, that stuff gets on my nerves. Tell me what I have to spend my money on, and then if I don't spend my money on it, you force me to pay some fine to your stupid government people. Dumb. That's a whole different rant altogether. Anyway, I don't have dental insurance, so we'll see if I can wean myself off of the dip, the chewing tobacco. We'll see if I can switch over to this stuff, get a little, 20 minutes worth of nicotine, then take it out and just get used to not having one in. That, and it's still pretty cheap because it's pretty new, and I have a coupon. That made it better too. So I'm gonna keep on working, just like always, just a working. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Oh, there we go. Goodness. It reminds me of back in the olden days when I did the mint. Tastes kind of like the, well, grizzly mint blows. I'll say the skull mint. It's a good mint, but it's already starting to tingle. We'll see how it goes.